In our democracy, freedom of speech is a cornerstone, enabling the open exchange of ideas, even those we dislike. This right extends to the press, making a free and independent media essential for a healthy society. The media holds power accountable, informs the public, and fosters debate. When media independence is threatened, it concerns every citizen. Recent events have thrust these issues into the spotlight. The sudden suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live has ignited a national debate. This isn't just about a celebrity or a network, it's about the boundaries between commentary, responsibility, and influence. The controversy involves claims from the highest levels of politics, touching on a national tragedy and our era's deep divisions. At stake are the rights of journalists to speak freely and of media companies to make independent decisions. We'll examine the timeline of Kimmel's suspension, the arguments from former President Obama, and the White House's rebuttal. By exploring all sides, we can better understand the challenges facing free speech and media independence today. Let's look at what happened and why it matters. The announcement stunned viewers. On September 18, 2025, ABC suspended Jimmy Kimmel Live indefinitely. The network's brief statement confirmed only that the show was on hiatus, sparking immediate speculation and concern. This move followed decisions by major affiliate owners, Nexstar and Sinclair, to preempt the show after calling Kimmel's recent comments offensive. Their actions pressured ABC to respond, leading to the rare suspension of a long-running late-night institution. Kimmel, host since 2003, is a fixture in American television, so pulling his show signaled a crisis for the network. Was this a business decision to protect the brand, or, as some alleged, the result of government pressure? The answer became a flashpoint, pitting a former president against the current administration and highlighting deep political mistrust. The suspension quickly evolved from a media story into a major political conflict with implications for free speech. The nation was left to debate. Was this corporate caution or something more? The controversy was just beginning. To understand the suspension, we must revisit the tragedy that set it in motion. On September 10, 2025, conservative commentator Charlie Kirk was assassinated while speaking at Utah Valley University. The nation mourned, and leaders across the spectrum condemned the violence. Days later, Jimmy Kimmel's monologue included remarks about Kirk's death that critics called offensive and insensitive. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt accused Kimmel of knowingly lying about Kirk's death. The backlash was swift. Conservative media, social campaigns, and advertisers called for boycotts. Outrage crossed party lines. Many who disagreed with Kirk's politics still found Kimmel's comments inappropriate. The incident highlighted the fine line comedians walk in a polarized world, especially when tragedy is involved. For ABC, the question became whether Kimmel's actions had created an unmanageable crisis. The controversy forced a public conversation about the boundaries of comedy and responsibility. The pressure on ABC and its advertisers mounted rapidly. The network faced a dilemma: stand by its host or act to protect its brand. The decision would have national repercussions. The debate escalated when former President Barack Obama weighed in. On social media, Obama didn't defend Kimmel's comments, but warned of a larger threat: government intimidation of the press. He accused the Trump administration of using its power to silence critical voices, calling it a dangerous escalation of cancel culture. Obama argued that such actions threaten First Amendment principles and urged media companies to resist political pressure. His intervention linked Kimmel's suspension to a broader pattern of alleged government coercion. By invoking the First Amendment, Obama framed the issue as a fundamental threat to democracy. His statement resonated with journalists and political opponents of the Trump administration, who saw the suspension as proof of authoritarian tendencies. For them, this was not an isolated incident, but part of a larger war on the media. Obama's words shaped the narrative. Was the government behind Kimmel's removal? The controversy now had the full attention of the nation. The stakes had grown beyond a single TV show. The battle lines were drawn. The White House responded swiftly to Obama's accusations. Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt appeared on Fox News, bluntly rejecting any claim of government involvement. She insisted ABC's decision was made independently, without pressure from President Trump or his administration. Leavitt recounted that she informed the president of the suspension while traveling abroad. He was unaware until then. This, she argued, proved the administration's detachment from the network's decision. Leavitt offered another explanation. Kimmel was suspended for two reasons: knowingly lying about Kirk's death and declining ratings. Offensive conduct and poor performance, she said, were the real reasons for ABC's action. The White House framed the controversy as a corporate matter, not a political one. Leavitt dismissed Obama's claims as politically motivated and factually baseless. The administration's message ABC acted on its own, and the government had no role. The debate over free speech and media independence raged on. The public was left to decide whom to believe. Beyond politics, business realities shaped ABC's decision. In late-night TV, ratings drive advertising revenue. Declining viewership makes a show vulnerable, especially amid controversy. The actions of affiliate owners like Nexstar and Sinclair, who preempted Kimmel's show, had a massive impact. Their refusal to air the program signaled a rift between ABC and its key partners, threatening national ratings and advertiser confidence. Disney, ABC's parent company, has a carefully cultivated, family-friendly brand. A high-profile controversy risked damaging that image and alienating viewers, advertisers, and affiliates. The company had to weigh the value of keeping Kimmel on air against potential long-term harm to its reputation. Ultimately, the suspension was a complex corporate calculation, balancing financial, partnership, and brand concerns. While politics loomed large, business logic was at the core of ABC's decision. The move was as much about protecting the bottom line as it was about public outrage. The suspension of Jimmy Kimmel Live exposed deep national divisions. Supporters of Kimmel and critics of the Trump administration protested, accusing ABC of censorship and bowing to political pressure. Celebrities and fellow late-night hosts defended Kimmel, calling his removal an attack on free speech. California Governor Gavin Newsom called ABC's decision spineless, framing it as a blow to creative integrity. For these critics, the principle of media independence outweighed the specifics of Kimmel's monologue. On the other side, many supported ABC's move, arguing Kimmel's comments were inexcusable and deserved consequences. This group included conservatives and others offended by the perceived lack of decency. They insisted freedom of speech does not mean freedom from accountability. The preemptive actions of affiliate stations were cited as evidence of genuine outrage, not manufactured controversy. The nation was split. Was this censorship or responsible corporate action? The debate revealed how a single event can be interpreted through vastly different lenses. The fate of a TV show became a referendum on American values. The September showdown between Obama and the Trump administration didn't happen in a vacuum. Just 2 months earlier, a declassified intelligence report accused Obama of directing agencies to falsify documents about Trump's 2016 campaign and Russia. The Department of Justice confirmed a criminal referral, and Trump called for Obama's prosecution. Obama's camp dismissed the allegations as politically motivated distractions. The rhetoric between both sides grew more heated, deepening mistrust. This bitter backdrop set the stage for the explosive Kimmel controversy. When Obama accused the Trump administration of pressuring ABC, the White House saw it as another attack from a political rival. The conflict was fueled by months of escalating accusations. The Kimmel controversy is a stark reminder of the fragility of media independence in a polarized democracy. Business motives, public outrage, and political pressure are often intertwined, making the truth hard to untangle. The perception of government interference can erode trust in both media and government, undermining good faith debate. Media companies must be free to make independent decisions, but also act ethically and foster productive discourse. The intense public reaction shows Americans care deeply about free speech and accountability. The challenge is to apply these principles fairly, even when we disagree. As we move forward, this incident should prompt reflection on the relationship between power, politics, and the press. Preserving independent media is not partisan, it's essential for a free society. The ability of journalists and media organizations to operate independently remains a pillar of democracy we must all protect.